Good evening, and welcome to Weird-O-Rama. I am your host, Victor von Psychotron, and all of us at Weird-O-Rama will always strive to bring you the creepy.
Now, why can't you see that the consolidation of our two shipping lines would be of benefit to both of us?
Get this, Fleming. I'll see my ships all burned before I'll put up with you.
The strange. And, of course, the weird.
It's too bad this story can't be published. It might influence public opinion in favor of Dick.
Tonight, we have another Mr. Wong mystery film for you, starring none other than Boris Karloff as Mr. Wong, the detective. It's Doomed to Die. A delightful title, really. So, lock all of your doors and windows. Turn off all of your lights. Sit back, have a cup of tea, and enjoy tonight's film, Doomed to Die. But first, an episode of The Veil, hosted by Boris Karloff.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Tonight's story is again based on one of those true but utterly unexplainable happenings which occur time and again from country to country and from age to age. George Bosworth was a modern man of his time in every sense of the word, and had his story occurred to another, he very probably would have been the last man in the world to believe a word of it. Hart Bosworth had had a busy day, and now, as the last customer left his shop, he prepared to close for the night. At this same moment, 150 miles at sea, George Bosworth prepared to retire, completely unaware of the incredible events which were about to occur.
Captain! Captain!
What is it, Mr. Bosworth?
Captain, I've got to get back to England immediately.
I'm afraid that's quite impossible, sir.
Oh, please. I'm afraid something's happened.
Are you ill, Mr. Bosworth?
No. Well, yes, maybe. I don't know. I can't explain, Captain, but I must return at once.
Mr. Bosworth, we're 150 miles from Dover, and I have a schedule to maintain. If I were to turn round and go back without good and sufficient reason, I would in all probability lose my position.
But this is an emergency.
There are rules and regulations covering all emergencies at sea. Perhaps if you could tell me why...
Well, I think my brother is... I can't tell you, Captain. It's terribly important.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bosworth, but I can let you off at Ostend. There you can make connections with another ship and be back in England by tomorrow morning.
What time will we dock?
We should be there within the hour.
I pray God, Captain, we're not too late.
Bullet wound through the heart, fired at close range. Man's been shot. He's dead right enough. From the looks of things, nothing has been taken except money. Cash drawers empty. Which leads me to deduce that the motive for the crime was robbery. Got that, Orton?
Yes, sir. I checked the Bosworth house. George isn't there. The place is shut up tight.
That's odd. Him and Art usually close the shop together. Are you sure you heard the shots at 9:45?
Right you are, Chester. 9:45 exactly.
Just a minute, Bertha. A little less familiarity, if you please. This here is official police business, and I'm here in my official capacity. Until I've solved this crime, I'll trouble you to remember that I'm a sergeant in Her Majesty's Constabulary.
Oh, I am sorry. From now on, I'll remember, Chester. Sergeant.
You may proceed, Mrs. Clink.
Well, I just put the kettle on. I always makes us a pot of tea in the evenings, just before retiring, as you might say. You know how Alfie likes to get to bed early.
Yes. Get on with it.
Well, I'd no sooner touched the kettle to the stove when I heard the shots. So I said to Alfie, that sounds like shots. And Alfie said no. So I said to Alfie, them was shots. And Alfie said...
Never mind what Alfie said. What did you do?
Well, the only light that was on was in Art Bosworth's shop. So I run down here to see if he'd heard them too. Imagine me horror and surprise to find poor Mr. Bosworth lying there in a pool of blood.
Aha! And whose blood would you say it was?
How long would you estimate this was after you first heard the shots, Mrs. Clink?
Couldn't have been more than 5 or 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Clink. That'll be all.
But I haven't finished.
If you've anything more to say, you can make a statement at the police station.
But I know who done the murder.
Mrs. Clink, you saw the murderer?
Yes, I did.
I see. Now,
Just a minute, Constable. I'll handle this. Now then, Bertha, why didn't you give us this valuable information before this?
I was about to, until I was so rudely interrupted.
Are you insinuating that I was rude?
Sergeant, may I suggest? The murderer?
Huh?
The murderer?
Oh, yes. All right, Mrs. Clink. The name, if you please.
His name is Albert Ketch.
How do you know that, Mrs. Clink?
I saw him. Just as I got outside, I saw him run from this very shop, as though the old devil himself was after him.
Are you sure?
My sight's as good as yours, Chester Wilmore.
Sergeant, shall I round him up?
Why, yes, Constable, do that. And see if you can find out what become of George Bosworth.
Why not ask Mrs. Clink, sir?
I'm sure I don't know, Constable. But why not ask Miss Julie Westcott? She's his fiancée. She ought to know.
I'll do that, Mrs. Clink.
All right, now, off with you. Home, all of you, if you please. This here shop will be closed till further notice. Move along, please. Now then, Albert, why don't you confess and save us all a lot of trouble? All nice and tidy, eh?
Because I didn't shoot Art Bosworth, that's why.
Aha! How do you know he was shot?
You told me.
How?
What were you doing in the apothecary shop at that time?
Oh, I was there to collect a debt what was owed me.
What was the debt for?
Well, you see, I do a bit of carpenter work in my spare time, being handy with my tools, as you might say. And I built a set of shelves for Mr. Bosworth here several weeks ago.
And it took you several weeks to get paid?
Well, there was a slight misunderstanding between us, as you might call it.
Aha!
That don't mean I killed him.
What was the cause of this misunderstanding?
While I was building the shelves, a case of his medicines got broke. Bosworth got terrible excited. Claimed I'd done it careless like. Said they was worth more than the shelves and he wouldn't pay me.
And so you killed him?
That's not true. I don't even own a gun.
A likely story. Why, I wouldn't be surprised if you wasn't doing a bit of poaching in your spare time.
Oh, it's a nasty thing to say.
Poaching's a very serious offence. I've a mind to enter charges against you.
Sergeant, this man's being charged with murder, not with poaching.
You hear that, Albert? The constable's right. Murder's the charge. Don't you try to throw us off the track with all this talk about poaching. Now, why don't you be a good fellow and confess and save us all this trouble?
Now, look here, Sergeant. I'd like to help you, really I would. But do you know I'm not the kind of man who'd kill a chap in cold blood?
Albert Ketch, you're making it very hard for us. Very well. If you won't cooperate, we'll have to drag it out of you. We'll start all over again.
George, darling.
What's happened?
Come inside.
Something's happened to Hart, hasn't it?
Sit down.
No, tell me.
Yes, George, Hart is...
Hart's dead. Too late. I'm too late.
George, you were on your way to France. How did you get back so quickly?
I had a feeling something was wrong. Who shot him?
Who told you he was shot?
Do they know who did it?
The police have arrested Albert Ketch.
Albert Ketch? But he didn't do it.
Darling, I know this has been a terrible shock, but you weren't here. How do you know he didn't do it?
Julie, please, take me on trust for now. Albert Ketch had nothing to do with Hart's death.
Darling, you're upset. Why don't you lie down for a little while? I'll bring you some tea.
No, please, I've got to convince the police that they're making a mistake. They've no reason to hold Albert.
Darling, you asked me to trust you. I do. You know that. Can't you even tell me how you can be so certain?
Julie, have I ever shown any signs of insanity?
Of course not.
Well, I haven't told you yet how I came back so quickly or why. I never even got to France. Because on the boat I had a vision.
Of what?
The whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yes. I saw the murder being committed.
George, tell me exactly what you thought you saw.
Well, I was washing, getting ready for bed, and when I looked into the basin, I saw the apothecary shop. It was exactly as if I was right there, everything as clear as it is now.
You must have been dreaming.
No, I saw Hart by the shelves. And then I saw the murderer come in and shoot him.
You saw the murderer? Who was it?
I don't know. But it wasn't Albert Ketch, I'm sure of that.
George, you can't tell anybody this.
But I must. Ketch is innocent. Julie, you believe me, don't you?
What difference does it make whether
A great deal of difference to me.
George, I believe you because I love you. But if you tell this story to the police...
No, that's a chance I must take.
That's a chance you must not take.
But they'll hang Ketch.
Listen to me, George. There's nothing you can do. If Ketch is innocent, he has nothing to fear. But you... If you tell this fantastic tale to the police, you'll be ruined.
Julie, a man's life is in danger. How can I think of myself?
Well, then think of me. You know they won't believe you. At best, they'll call you insane. And how will I feel? Hearing people talk behind your back, pretending I don't hear them, whispering?
Julie, this is not...
Hart. You know how he worked to build up the shop? Will you let all his work go for nothing? Well, that's what'll happen. Do you think people will do business with a man who sees things?
I'm sorry, Julie. Whatever anybody thinks, I've got to try.
Very well, George. If you feel you must, I'll go with you.
No, there's no need for you to become involved.
Nothing back there, sir.
Oh. Well, in that case, we'll have to continue our search in here. Ah, Mr. Bosworth, sir. Allow me to offer my condolences in this horrible tragedy.
Thank you, Sergeant. They told me at the police station I'd find you here. May I ask what you're looking for?
Clothes, Mr. Bosworth, clothes.
And have you found any?
Almost. But don't you worry, sir. We have the fiend what done this foul deed.
If you mean Albert Ketch, Sergeant, he didn't do it.
Why do you say that, sir? Well, I ask you again. What makes you so sure that Albert Ketch is innocent?
I can't tell you, Sergeant. You'll just have to take my word for it, but Albert Ketch had nothing to do with it.
That's rather a large order, Mr. Bosworth. Asking us to accept your word without anything to back it up.
Mr. Bosworth, sir. I assume you can prove your whereabouts at the time of the crime?
Well, yes, I can. I was on a boat on my way to France.
Mr. Bosworth, who else besides yourself stands to inherit your brother's estate after his death?
Why, no one. I'm the only... Just what are you driving at?
Now, I'm sure the constable means no offence, sir, but let me fill you in on the facts. We have a high witness what places Albert Ketch at the scene of the crime. He had motive, he had opportunity.
Sergeant, have a look here.
Looks like an O.
It's a bullet hole, I think. Have I your permission to...
Help yourself, Constable.
It's rather a small caliber.
As you say, very small.
I'm sure it comes from a derringer.
A derringer? Well, wouldn't that prove that Albert Ketch had nothing to do with it?
Why do you say that?
Well, what would Ketch be doing with a little gun like that?
Mr. Bosworth's right, sir. It's hard to accept the fact that Albert Ketch would be in possession of a derringer. Unless it was deliberately given to him by somebody.
Now look here, Constable.
So you refuse still to tell us why you think Albert Ketch is innocent?
I can't tell you, Sergeant.
I'll submit a possibility to you, Mr. Bosworth. I'll submit it's possible you needed money badly enough to want your brother out of the way. I submit that your insistence on Albert Ketch's innocence may very well be more than just a desire to see justice done.
And what do you have to say to that, Mr. Bosworth?
Nothing. Am I under arrest?
Not as yet, but I shall have to ask you to remain within call.
Evening, Mr. Bosworth.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Clink.
Alfie and me wishes to convey our sympathy for your bereavement.
Thank you. Shall we sit down for a minute?
Oh, yes, Doc. Thank you. He was a fine man, your brother. A fine man. Always willing to extend credit until Pi died. And never too proud to step in and have a nip with us. And his scales was honest, too.
Yes, it was a terrible shock to me, Mrs. Clink.
I can well imagine, but never you fear. Albert Ketch shall get what he deserves.
Why is everyone so certain that Ketch is guilty?
Lord bless you. Who else could it be? I saw him myself.
You saw him?
Of course I did. Has nobody told you? That Chester Wilmore. I am the most important witness.
Are there any other witnesses?
Not a one, and no more are needed, I can tell you that. Of course, Miss Westcott might have seen the old thing. Had she been there 5 minutes earlier.
Julie? What's she got to do with it?
Of course, she might have been killed if she had.
Yeah, but tell me, how does Julie fit into all this?
Well, I'd just stepped out of my house for a breath of air before putting the tea on for Alfie and me, when I sees Miss Westcott going into the apothecary's shop. And it was hardly 5 minutes later when I heard 2 shots. I runs outside, and there goes Albert Ketch tearing down the street. Naturally, I got the police. And it was hardly no time at all before they had him clapped in the pokey.
Julie never said anything about it.
Oh, I dare say she didn't want to worry you. So it's the first time I've ever known her to worry about anyone.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not the one to talk about a body when they're not present to defend theirself. But everyone knows as how Miss Julie Westcott considers herself much better than us common folk.
What are you saying, Mrs. Clink?
It's truth. Ask any of the girls. They'll tell you. Her and her fine talk about position and money and station in life. But she wasn't fooling your brother none. No, sir. She wasn't pulling the wool over his eyes. Oh, you poor boy. I've upset you with me wagging tongue. Alfie always says I talk too much. But don't pay any attention to me. You better get home and get some rest. And I'll be saying good night.
George, darling, I've been frantic. Where have you been?
I've been walking. The police think I'm involved in Hart's death.
George, are they mad? How can they think you had anything to do with it? They have the murderer.
No, they haven't. Ketch is no more guilty than I am.
Will you stop saying that? The police think he's guilty. Isn't that enough?
No. Why are you so intent on seeing him hang?
I'm not. I just don't like seeing you so upset, that's all.
Julie, was there ever any trouble between you and Hart?
Of course not. You know how fond of him I was. Except, well, he thought I was too ambitious, didn't he?
Well, Hart was an old-fashioned man. He thought a woman's place was in the home.
George, you know I only want what's best for you, don't you?
Yes, of course.
A woman needs security, a home, children, a husband she can be proud of.
I know, you've been very patient.
Well, not really, George. There were times during the last 5 years when I wanted to scream. When I wanted to say to Hart, why won't you pay George enough money so we can be married? He's earned it. He deserves it. But that's all over now. We can be married right away, can't we, George?
Well, once a decent interval has gone by.
Darling, we'll be so happy. Mrs. George Bosworth. I can't wait to see my friends' faces when I tell them. They didn't think it would happen, you know, really. They didn't think I knew they were snickering behind my back. As if I couldn't tell what they were thinking. That Julie Westcott, she isn't getting any younger. If George doesn't ask her soon, she may not get any more chances.
Aren't you exaggerating just a little?
Well, perhaps just a little. Now, promise me you'll think only happy thoughts while I make us some tea.
Julie?
Yes, dear?
About Albert Ketch. I've been thinking perhaps you're right. There really is nothing more I can do. I'll see that he gets a good solicitor, of course.
That's very generous of you, George.
And as soon as I can, I'll put the shop up for sale. And then we'll be married and we'll move to somewhere... What's the matter?
What did you say?
We'll be married as soon as I can sell the shop.
You can't sell it.
Why not? Oh, I know how you feel, but I can't stay here where everything reminds me of Hart.
You don't know how I feel.
Julie, what's the matter with you?
Weren't you listening to me? We live here. Our friends are here. You're an important member of the community, and I'll be your wife, George. They'll respect us.
As long as we're together, what does it matter where we live?
I won't have it. The shop is doing well here. We have money and position. Do you think I want to start again at the bottom? Not knowing anybody, not being anybody? I forbid it.
Julie, you're losing your perspective. I welcome your help, but I must make my own decisions.
Welcome my help? Well, that's funny, George. Without me, there'd be no decision for you to make.
What are you saying?
You've had 5 years to make a decision, but your precious brother stood in the way. Well, I made it for you. He's gone, and I won't let you throw away everything I've worked for. George, listen. I did it. For you, for both of us.
How could you?
Julie! I wanted you. I needed you. Heart stood between us, and I couldn't bear it any longer. But it's all over now, George. He's gone. There's just the two of us. And we'll be happy, George. You'll see. George, don't leave me. Please.
I'm going to find Sergeant Wilmore.
George! George!
And so George, shocked and stunned as few men have had the misfortune to be, did his duty as he saw it. Bereft of brother, fiancé, he still had a life before him. Time would heal these scars, but would it ever bring to him an understanding of how he could have seen his brother's death? I don't know. Do you? Please join me again for another journey into the world of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Good night.
All my life I'll see those poor people struggling in the water, drowning.
But it wasn't your fault.
But it was my ship.
My company's investigation absolves you completely of all blame. Now then, if you'll be good enough to sign this paper, we can have it witnessed. Yes, sir?
I want you to witness my signature. This is Victor Martin, our attorney. Martin, meet Mr. Baldwin of the Mercantile Marine Insurance Company.
How do you do, Baldwin? Here's the check, Mr. Wentworth. And if I can be of further service, please call on me. Thank you. Good day, gentlemen.
Anything else, sir?
You made the changes in the will?
Oh, yes. I have it with me. Clause 9 is the important one. Everything goes to your daughter, Cynthia.
It's another problem off my mind.
I hope you'll pardon my mentioning this, Mr. Wentworth, but you've been acting very curiously lately. Well, now this will.
Well, what? Can a man make his will?
Of course, but if you're thinking of destroying yourself...
Forget about it. Why should I want to commit suicide?
Well, your ship burning and all. I suppose it's been preying on your mind.
But I'm not fool enough to kill myself over it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I suppose you'll be going off to your mountain lodge?
Not yet.
Why not? You mean that matter of the $1.5 million in bonds?
Yes, that's on my conscience, too.
I advised you against accepting that shipment.
I know it. It's the only shady thing I ever did in my life.
Then you better go before the Maritime Commission tomorrow and clear the whole thing up.
Vicky, you crazy?
No, it's the only thing to do.
But they'll immediately accuse me of sabotaging my own ship.
You'll have to take that chance. I advised you against it when you first asked me about it. And now I advise you to go before the commission. Don't conceal a thing.
I'll do it. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you in the first place.
It'll come out all right. I'll see you in the morning. We'll go before the commission together. Oh, good day, Mr. Fleming.
Well, how do you do, Mr. Martin?
How's Dick?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
Never better.
Could I see Mr. Wentworth?
Well, I'll see. Mr. Wentworth, Mr. Fleming Sr.'s here.
Send him in.
Yes, sir. You go in, please.
Thank you. Hello, Cyrus.
So you've come to gloat over me because one of my ships went down.
Oh, you're wrong again, Cyrus. I came to offer you my sympathy and my help.
I don't need your sympathy, and I can't conceive of any help you could offer.
Now, why can't you see that the consolidation of our two shipping lines would be of benefit to both of us?
Get this, Fleming. I'll see my ships all burned before I'll put up with you.
All right, all right. What about our kids?
And if you think that you can worm your way into my business through a family marriage, you've got another guess coming.
Yeah, but my boy has no part.
You've never done anything in your life, Fleming, without an ulterior motive. All I ask you to do is to keep your office of consolidation away from here, and to keep your boy away from my girl.
Hello, Mr. Fleming.
Hello, Miss Reed. Can I see Mr. W?
Well, I think so. Your father's in there.
Dad?
Yes.
Cyrus, you're a hard-headed, stubborn old fool.
Well, Dick.
Hello, Dad. What are you doing here?
Oh, I came to offer old Cyrus my condolences.
I can just imagine how you made out.
And if you're calling on him about what I think you are, I hope you get a better reception.
Don't worry about me, Dad. I can shout, too.
It's about Cynthia, isn't it?
That's right. She's waiting at the truck for me. Regardless of the outcome in there, we're going to get married even if we have to run away to do it.
Well, at least you have my blessing, son.
Thanks, Dad.
I'm sorry, but he won't see you.
He won't, eh? Mr. Wentworth, I have something important to tell you.
Your father's too old to throw out of here, but you're not.
No,
Get out.
Wait a minute, Mr. Wentworth. I came here to discuss something that...
I'm not interested.
All right, I'll put it this way. I want to marry Cynthia.
No, that's clear, isn't it?
Hardly. What's your objection to me?
Your father.
My father isn't marrying Cynthia.
Neither is his son.
Oh, Mr. Fleming, I'm glad to see you.
How are you, Matthews?
All right, Mr. Reed, here we go.
Sorry to hear about the ship.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Going to get married.
Well, it's not so much the loss of the ship as the loss of lives.
There's nothing genuine in you. Like father,
I wonder who that could be.
My boy, bearding the lion in his den.
Try marrying her against my will, and I'll break you in two sooner or later.
We're not going to let you browbeat us. Cynthia and I have gone over this very carefully, and there's nothing you can do to stop us.
Oh, isn't there?
The conversation was evidently in reference to his daughter.
Get out.
I think I'll wait for the outcome.
You that you can't get away with this sort of thing in this day and age.
Cyrus! He's dead. Did you call the police?
No, it just happened.
You gentlemen stay here.
Hi, Cynthia.
How are you? Fine, Bobby.
What'll you have?
Same as you. Martini, please.
Well, what's up?
Bobby, I want you to forget you're a newspaper woman for once. You're going to do a favor for me.
Mm-hmm. What's it this time?
Can you keep a secret?
Secret? Now I know it's a story. What is it?
Oh, please, Bobby, we need your help.
We?
Yes, Dick and I. Oh, I get it. So you're going to be married.
Well, I'll give you a swell break in the paper.
Oh, but I don't want you to print anything about it, at least until it's all over. That's why I called you. You're going along with us. You mean you want me to stand up with you?
Well, always a bridesmaid. When do we start?
As soon as I hear from Dick, he's up with Father now, telling him about it. Even if we can't get Father's consent, we're going to do it anyway.
An elopement? Oh, boy, what a spread that'll be. But my paper gets the story exclusive.
It's a deal.
Wentworth, telephone call for you.
Keep your fingers crossed.
What's the damage?
Let's see, that will be $4.
What'd she do, buy the place?
No, that's the price. $1 a cocktail.
Well, I better take the pearl. Keep the change.
Thank you.
Bobby. Oh, Cynthia, look, why? What's the matter? It's about Father. Something's happened.
Calling Mr. Wagner. Calling Mr. Wagner.
Any trace of the gun, Mike?
Not yet, Cap.
Did you find anything, Blake?
No.
What's new, Doc?
Died almost instantly. A bullet in the heart. Job for the coroner.
Sure. Open and shut case. This is one time I got the murderer dead to rights. What time did you say that Fleming boy arrived?
6:10.
You sure of that?
Absolutely. Everybody else had left.
Were you here then?
Yes.
That cinches it.
If you mean my son, he didn't do it.
You're the boy's father, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, we can't take your word for it. The evidence proves it. You said you heard loud voices.
Yes.
Where were you when you heard the shot?
I was out there. I was just about to leave.
And your son thought you were out there.
No, he thought I had gone.
Where would he be now?
Well, I don't know.
You don't seem very certain about that. You haven't got an appointment to meet him later, have you?
No.
What were you and your son doing here?
Well, I came here to offer my condolences to Mr. Wentworth over the loss of his ship.
What was the boy doing here?
He came to ask Mr. Wentworth's permission to marry his daughter.
Oh, that's it. They had a quarrel and the kid killed him. That's all I want to know. Blake.
Yes, Chief.
Did you phone him and have him broadcast that kid's description?
Yes.
Because I'm going to have him picked.
Mr. Fleming, what is it?
My dear, your father...
What's happened to Father?
Please, you must be brave. Please.
Who are you?
She's Cynthia Wentworth.
Quiet, Logan.
I'm Cynthia Wentworth. Who are you?
Captain Street of the Homicide Squad.
Homicide Squad?
Yeah, where's Dick Fleming?
Dick? Isn't he here? What's happened? Please tell
Cynthia.
me.
Don't butt in.
All right, Bill.
Bobby, it's...
Oh, Cynthia, darling.
Bobby, it's something terrible, isn't it? Oh.
Calling all cars. General broadcast to all stations. Be on the watch for Richard Fleming, about 22, 5'8", light complexion, brown hair, wearing light sport clothes, was last seen in the vicinity of the Wentworth building. He's wanted for murder. Don't take any chances. He may be armed and dangerous. That is all.
You're Richard Fleming, aren't you?
That's right.
You're under arrest for murder. I want to advise you anything you say may be used against you. Mike, look the car over.
Yes.
But you must. There's nothing more important than this. Oh, you've got to do it. Yes. All right, I'll get it. Bye. Listen, Cynthia. Oh, Mr.
Matthews.
I was wondering if I could have the passenger list on the boat for my paper.
Of course.
Thank you. Cynthia, I've got some wonderful news for you. James Lee Wong, the famous Chinese detective, is going to be special investigator on the case. I worked with him before, honey, and you've got nothing to worry about. He's terrific. Oh, good. Thank you, Bobby.
Here you are.
Oh, thank you. I'll keep in touch with you, honey.
Hello there. Time for Two Truths and a Lie, in which I will tell you two truths and one lie about this film, and you must guess the lie. First, there's a car crash stunt in this film where a man jumps out of the car. That stuntman actually broke his elbow doing that. Second, at the beginning of this film you see a luxury liner on fire. That's the actual footage from 1934 of the SS Moreau Castle disaster. Third, this is the fifth of 6 Mr. Wong films. There you have it. I'll tell you the lie by the end of the film. Good luck.
Hi, Casey. Captain Street in?
Now, wait a minute, Miss Logan. You're not going to get past me this time. Captain Street gave strict orders no one's going in.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't think of going in without your permission. What's up?
They picked up the Fleming lad for the murder of old man Wentworth. The captain's got him in there now.
Oh, boy, this is worth waiting for.
How many times do I have to tell you I didn't do it?
Everybody knows that you and your father were enemies of Wentworth. That you had a quarrel with Wentworth because he wouldn't let you marry his daughter. Is that right?
Suppose it is. That still doesn't mean I killed him.
No, but you were the last one with him when he was killed. We can establish that. Yeah, and why didn't you take the elevator down?
Elevator? Well, it was only on the second floor. It was after hours. I didn't think anything of walking down.
It won't hold water. Why didn't you leave for the outer office?
Mr. Wentworth showed me to the hall.
Did you know your father was waiting?
No.
Why don't you come clean, kid, and I'll do all I can to help you.
I don't want your help. I'm innocent, I tell you.
So you're innocent. I'm with you there. How are you going to prove your innocence?
I don't know.
What'd you do with the gun?
Gun? I didn't have a gun.
What about this permit issued to you 6 months ago?
Oh, we had a series of robberies in our neighborhood, and I was granted a permit at the time. I forgot about that. It's been in my study desk at home. I never used it.
Then the gun should still be there.
That's correct.
What would you think if I told you I had a man checking that the gun is gone?
Gone?
Look, your own father admits that you were having a violent quarrel with Wentworth at the time of the shooting. Now, if you didn't kill him, you know who did.
I don't know anything about it.
Did you shoot him in self-defense?
No.
Kill him in a fit of insanity?
I didn't shoot him, I tell you.
Look, son, don't you see we've established a motive? We've established the fact that you were with Wentworth at the time he was killed. You haven't got a leg to stand on. Now, why don't you make a complete confession?
I didn't do it.
Lock him up, boys.
Hello, Bill.
Now, wait a minute.
All right. What do you want?
What's the story?
Have you printed anything yet?
No, I'm giving you a break, Bill. I'm holding out until I get all the facts.
Well, it's lucky for you, because this is one case I've washed up in a hurry.
Well, yeah, well, what's the story?
Now, this is the way it ought to be printed. Take it down. 2 hours after Cyrus P. Wentworth, well-known shipping magnate, was found shot to death in his office, Captain William Street of the Homicide Squad, acting with lightning-like speed, arrested and charged with first-degree murder, the socially prominent son of Paul Fleming, long-standing enemy of the Wentworth interest. Well, you haven't taken anything down.
Oh, I've got the most important part. The lightning-like speed of Captain Street.
Now, look, this case is closed. I've got that kid dead to rights.
Mr. Wong, I hope I'm not intruding.
Wong, what's brought you here?
I phoned him.
Are you butting into my business again?
Sure. I knew you'd arrested the wrong man. You always do.
Now, you listen to me.
I just thought I'd like to check into a few details, Treat. You don't mind, I'm sure.
You're wasting your time, Wong.
Well, time is cheap for those who have it to spend.
Okay. If you can prove to this nosy reporter that I'm right.
Did you get the list?
Yes.
What list?
I asked Miss Logan to get me a list of the passengers who were on the Wentworth Castle when she was burned.
Say, you haven't got a notion that the burning of the Wentworth Castle had anything to do with that Fleming kid killing Wentworth, have you?
Well, I've no preconceived notions.
That's more than I can say for you, Bill.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
A number of the passengers were Chinese. That'll bear investigation, Street.
Why?
Well, you know the burning of the ship was rather suspicious in the first place. It may be that the relatives of those who were lost have an idea of revenge.
Oh, for the love of Mike. You mean to tell me that I've got the relatives of 400 drowned people as suspects?
I'm afraid so, Street. At any rate, it won't hurt to investigate this list.
Have at it.
Is your car here?
Yes, downstairs. Where can I take you?
May I borrow Miss Logan?
You can have her for keeps.
When we get through with the case, the homicide squad will be the used car squad.
Yes, Captain Street.
Have Blake follow Mr. Wong and Miss Logan. I don't want anything to happen to Mr. Wong.
Is this the place?
No. But you stay here and wait for me. I'll be back in a few minutes.
It's Logan.
The Honorable Wong is here on personal business or in his official capacity?
I am here on behalf of the police.
You heard of the burning of the Wentworth Castle. An unfortunate disaster. Do you recognize the names of any of our countrymen on this list? One, Kai Ling, a most trusted member of our Tong. I have no desire to pry into the affairs of the Tong. But I would like to know the reason of his journey. He was on a secret mission for the Tong. And what was the nature of his mission? Kai Ling was bringing $1.5 million in gold bonds from Havana. Why? Conditions in our country are such that we had to bring the Tong funds to this country for safekeeping. It had to be done secretly to avoid international complications.
So they were being smuggled in aboard the Wentworth Castle.
Yes.
But Kai Ling was amongst the survivors, so of course you have the bonds.
No, Kai Ling has disappeared.
You know, of course, that the owner of the Wentworth Castle is dead.
No member of this Tong is guilty of such a deed.
And no one else had any idea of the existence of the bonds. No one else. Unless perhaps a rival Tong. But we can't be sure. No. Thank you.
Gee, I'm glad you're back.
Get that car, Tom.
Oh, you're hurt.
No, it's nothing.
What is this, a tongue there?
Might be.
Well, get in, we'll follow them.
Not necessary. The police are after them.
Well, come on, we're going to the receiving hospital.
Give me the bottle, please. And this one. Yes.
You might have used a red-hot poker. This is a ridiculous fuss over a simple flesh wound.
Now, never mind. We're not going to take any chances of infection. We've got to have at least one intelligent detective working on the case.
How is it, Doc?
Oh, just a flesh wound. Now, keep this in the sling for 3 days.
Very well.
All right, Wong. Who shot you?
Could have been an accident.
Did I ask you? All right, who did it?
I don't know.
Now, look, Wong. I had Blake follow you. He saw that guy pull up in that black car and take a shot at you, and he chased him.
Well, then you know what happened. Who was it?
I don't know. The car was wrecked, and when he got there was nobody in it.
It must have been a phantom.
Doesn't make any difference who it was. The next time you get any wild ideas like this and don't tip me off, there's going to be trouble. I don't need you on this case, but I might need you on a future one.
So you still think you've solved it, huh?
Yes, I do. Young Fleming didn't. And if he didn't, I'll eat my hat.
I'll see that you do.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Come again.
I hope not.
Miss Reed, I'll see all callers. Well, Matthews?
Mr. Fleming, I'm very happy to know that you've taken over the business.
Well, thanks. Too bad we couldn't have merged before Cyrus died.
Yes, isn't it a pity?
We're going to expect you to carry on as usual, Matthews.
Thanks. It's an honor to be associated with you.
By the way, I'd like to have a digest of the last 6 months' business.
Yes, sir. I'll tend to it right away.
So that's where you put it. I knew I saw it on the floor. Be rather awkward for you if the police knew.
It would be awkward for my son. He was in here just before Cyrus committed suicide.
Before?
Yes. And it was suicide, Matthews.
It could have been. I could swear it was for consideration.
How much?
It should be worth a partnership and $25,000. Is the deal?
Who's in there?
Why, Mr. Matthews, Mr. Fleming.
Is it?
Oh, Captain Street.
Hello, Mr. Fleming. Special Investigator Wong. This is the Fleming kid's father.
How do you do? How do you do, Mr. Wong? I've been told that you're going to try to clear my son.
Who told you that?
Miss Logan, a friend of my son's fiancée.
Oh, Wentworth's daughter, huh? You know, old man Wentworth didn't sanction this thing. Drove the kid to desperation. Too bad you had to hear the argument. What did Wentworth say that made the kid shoot him?
How could I be of service?
Well, first of all, we'd like to know what you're doing in this office.
Well, Miss Wentworth asked me to take over her father's business.
Been waiting a long time for that, haven't you?
Yes, but I didn't commit murder to get my wish.
So you had your son do it, isn't that right?
I was a business rival of Mr. Wentworth, but I was not his enemy.
Of course not. I understand that you were amongst the first to find the body. Now, just where was it?
I should say about here.
Any signs of violence or struggle?
No.
You read the police report, Wong?
Yes, but things can be rearranged, you know. By any chance, was there any evidence of that?
No, I stayed here until the police came, and nothing was disturbed.
I can vouch for that.
And so neither of you left the room?
No, sir.
Were you out there?
Yes, sir.
Hear loud voices?
Yes.
You see these two men threaten each other?
I couldn't see them. The door was closed.
You know, your boss left a lot of enemies.
Oh, a lot of friends.
Would you say that this man and his son were friends?
Yes, I would.
What would Wentworth say to that statement?
Well, Mr. Wentworth didn't consider a competitor a friend.
Oh, bitter against him, huh? Particularly his biggest competitor. Hated him. And this man and his son hated Wentworth.
I couldn't say as to that.
But you would say that the boy killed him.
No, on the contrary.
Who did?
I couldn't tell you.
Did you say that he was a suicide?
Well, he was quite despondent, sir.
You've been with this office a long time, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Probably mentioned in the will.
Well, I wouldn't know, sir.
Who would?
His attorney, Mr. Martin.
Suicide clause in that insurance contract would cancel it, wouldn't it?
I dare say.
So you took the trouble to hide the gun?
Oh, no, sir.
Here's the list, Mr. Wong.
What list?
What do you care? You caught the killer, didn't you?
I asked the names of all the callers in the office yesterday. A man named Ludlow and a countryman of mine named Lem Howe. I suppose you saw them?
Lem was Mr. Wentworth's personal servant. Ludlow was discharged chauffeur.
Meaning nothing.
You say he was discharged?
Yes, sir. He came to plead for his job back.
What time was that?
Early in the day, sir.
Shall we go, Street? Thank you very much, Jackson.
See, Wong, they're trying to clear that kid.
I'll make you eat your hat yet.
Found him on the fire escape, Chief.
Yeah, who are you?
Chief of police?
Why, he's the Wentworth chauffeur.
What were you doing on the fire escape?
Parking my car.
Hard to get along with, huh?
No, I just don't get chummy with strangers.
That's so? Ever seen one of those? Seen a lot of them, haven't you? Don't like cops at all. You better start talking or I'll lock you up.
What for?
Prowling.
And why were you discharged?
Oh, I was a bad, bad boy. I got drunk.
And when was that?
A month ago.
Are you looking for trouble?
No. I'm just trying to find some clue to help the Fleming boy.
What's your interest in him?
I'm Miss Cynthia's chauffeur now.
Aced yourself right back in again, huh? All right, you can go, but don't leave town. Tail him. Right. Tough customer, that one.
Oh, I never did like him. I wish Cynthia hadn't hired him. I'm going to make her fire him.
Oh, why don't you mind your own business? You're always butting into things that don't concern you.
You sure can stand a lot of rough talk. The talk is big enough.
Can I drop you anyplace, Wong?
Oh, I know where you can drop me.
Yeah, so do I on your head.
Oh, no, Fleming. It's gone.
I'm very glad to meet you, Mr. Wong. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Cynthia told me you were on the case.
A very curious case, Mr. Martin.
Dick is incapable of committing murder.
I quite agree with you. Is there anybody else that you suspect?
I know of no one to suspect. I wish I did for Dick's sake.
You were very close to Mr. Wentworth, weren't you?
Closer than anyone. He gave me my start. I owe him whatever success I've had.
You saw him shortly before his death, didn't you?
Within the very hour.
Was anything said at that time that might help us?
No. Matter of his insurance policies on the ill-fated ship.
But I believe they're going to be paid.
They have. He's been completely exonerated.
Then he obviously wasn't worrying about that.
He had been under a strain ever since the disaster. In fact, I was afraid that he contemplated doing away with himself.
Really? Why?
Because I'd just made out a new will, which he signed then, seeming anxious to get it over with.
Suicide? Might be, but then there's the matter of the gun. He could hardly dispose of that if he had a bullet in his heart.
Might not someone else have taken it to conceal that it was suicide?
I see what you mean. The boy, for instance. Perhaps thinking of the girl.
Heavens, no. Put himself on a spot? I doubt if any man is capable of that much chivalry.
It's true, isn't it, that the company was in rather low water, even before the Wentworth Castle was burned?
I thought no one outside knew that.
Well, I gathered that from the stock market quotations.
Conditions are not entirely due to the times. In fact, large sums of money have been disappearing from the company funds.
Oh. And who knew that besides you and Mr. Wentworth?
Matthews.
He had access to the funds?
Yes, but he's been tireless in his efforts to stop the leak.
I can quite understand that.
Oh, I'm reluctant to believe. Matthews was in the same room with Fleming when the shot occurred.
But Fleming may have turned his back just for the moment that it took to open the door and fire the shot.
With Matthews in the same room?
If you'll send for your secretary, I'll give you a demonstration.
Oh, certainly.
Yes, sir.
Miss Wilson, this is Mr. Wong.
How do you do?
How do you do? If you'll sit down, please. If you don't mind, I'm going to try a little experiment with these two coins. Now, it's not going to hurt you. Now, just close your eyes, and I'll snap these two coins. In front of your head, behind your head, and over your head. And you tell me where the sound comes from.
All right.
Are your eyes closed?
In back of my head. In front. Still in front.
Thank you very much.
Well, was I right?
Not once.
Was there something wrong with me?
Well, hardly.
That certainly is one for the book. I wonder. Maybe Dick...
So he was in the room with Mr. Wentworth?
I don't know, but I'll make him tell.
Don't say a word about the coin trick. We may need that in the defense. Thank you very much, Mr. Martin.
Barbecue. 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 Our barbecue is prepared especially for you. Try our delicious hamburgers. Come and get them at the concession stand.
Hello! Time for some words about the cast and crew of tonight's film, Doomed to Die, which, now that I think about it, sounds like the title of any given Steven Seagal film. But, and what a cast this is. There are some amazing actors in this film who went on to magnificent careers. So let's start with the director, William Nye, and he directed practically all of the Mr. Wong films. Mysterious Mr. Wong, Mr. Wong Detective, The Fatal Hour, which I've hosted, and so many others. He also directed The Ape, which with Boris Karloff, and I've hosted that as well. Now, Boris Karloff, of course, legendary actor, horror legend, of course played Frankenstein's monster in the first 3 Universal Frankenstein films, and he was in so many other great roles. Just to name a few, Black Sabbath, he was in The Terror. These are films I've hosted. The Terror, The Body Snatcher, I've hosted the trailer for that. Night Key, hosted the trailer for that. Dick Tracy Meets Gruesome, I've hosted that film. And he was in so many others. He was in The Veil, you saw an episode of that earlier, a fun television show, another show called Thriller, and many other great films of his time. Again, he was the Grinch, come on. Now you also have Marjorie Reynolds, who plays Bobby Logan. I've talked about her before when I hosted The Fatal Hour. She was that plucky reporter. She was also in Holiday Inn and many episodes of the television show of The Life of Riley. She's well known for that. Grant Withers plays Detective Street. I've talked about him in the past as well. He was in a lot of westerns. Rio Grande, Fort Apache, The Fighting Kentuckian, and so many others. And you also have William Stelling, who plays Dick. He did not do much film after this, but he was in Devil's Squadron, The Black Arrow, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. Catherine Craig plays Cynthia, also did not do a lot of films after this, but she was in Lady in the Dark, An Appointment with Murder. Then you have Guy Usher, who plays Paul Fleming, and he was in The Mummy's Tomb. He was in The Devil Bat with Bela Lugosi. I've hosted that film. He was in After the Thin Man, Mystery of the Wax Museum, many other films. Henry Brandon plays Victor, and he was in some magnificent films after this. He was in The Ten Commandments, he was in The Searchers, Assault on Precinct 13, believe it or not, Wizards of the Lost Kingdom 2, that was his last credit. He was in War of the Worlds, the original version. Wilbur Mack plays Matthews, another man who had a stunning career, over 400 credits to his name. He was in The Manchurian Candidate. He was also in War of the Worlds, The Frozen Ghost. He was in The Fatal Hour, Night at the Opera with the Marx Brothers. Then you have Kenneth Harland, who plays Ludlow. He was in The Corpse Vanishes, another film I've hosted. The Walking Dead, not the television show, this old film, The Walking Dead, but with Karloff. And he was in Black Dragons with Bela Lugosi, Danger Island. And you have Richard Liu, who plays the Tong leader that Mr. Wong meets with. Not the old man, that's a different actor, different character, but the Tong leader with whom he first speaks. That man, again, a magnificent career. He was all over television from the 50s, even into the 70s. He did many films, basically any film that involved Chinatown, China, Tongs, you name it, he was in it. And he was in the television show Kung Fu. He was in, I think, at least 9 episodes of that. He was in The Sand Pebbles. He was in Confessions of an Opium Eater with Vincent Price, Around the World in 80 Days, Road to Morocco, and he's probably best known to many of us as High Fat in The Man with the Golden Gun. Now you also have Tristan Coffin, who plays Mr. Baldwin in this film. He was in Creature with the Atom Brain. Also, he was in The Corpse Vanishes, The Crawling Hand, The Night the World Exploded, The Files of Jeffrey Jones. That was a television show. He did many episodes of that. He was in The Brute Man, The Man with Two Lives, another film I've hosted, and The Fatal Hour. Now, Gibson Gowland, who plays the Doctor in this film, he's just in the one scene. He was in the original 1925 version of Phantom of the Opera, believe it or not. And he was also in the first film version of The Picture of Dorian Gray. He was in The Wolfman, he was one of the villagers in that, and he's also in The Ape with Boris Karloff. Finally, in a blink and you'll miss him role, as one of the newsboys, the third one actually, you have Angelo Rossito, who had a magnificent career. He was a dwarf actor who championed for many roles and equal treatment for actors and actresses of his stature, and he had, again, a magnificent career. He's probably best known to classic horror fans as being in Freaks. He's one of the leaders of the Circus Freaks. But he's also in Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Something Wicked This Way Comes. He's in Galaxina, believe it or not, this funny, sexy sci-fi film. He was also in a lot of television. He's probably well known for Beretta. He was in many episodes of Beretta with Rob Blake. He was in many episodes of Lidsville, H.R. Puffin stuff, the Bay City Rollers TV show even. He was also in Brain of Blood, The Magic Sword, I've hosted that. He was in Invasion of the Saucermen as one of the Saucermen. He was in The Corpse Vanishes, of course. Again, I've hosted that. Spooks Run Wild, he was in The Wizard of Oz, and one of his last and best known film credits is he was Master of Master Blaster in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Got a magnificent career. We hope you are enjoying Doomed to Die. We'll get right back to it after this word from our sponsor.
You're going to do a scene with Boris Karloff. Your lines will appear right here. Read them loud and clear.
Come in. You know why I've asked you here. You must convince the villagers that I'm harmless. You're trembling. Are you afraid? Have some nice hot coffee. It's butternut. Like it? Butternut has found a way of making coffee richer without being bitter. Butternut has found a way of making coffee richer without being bitter. Take this. Oh, don't worry. I've lots more. Butternut coffee, regular and instant, rich but never bitter.
Scott, it's you, Mr. Wong. Didn't I see someone at the fire escape?
You did. It was someone who'd been opening the safe.
The safe? Did you recognize him?
It was too dark.
Well, we'd better call the police.
No, I don't believe I would if I were you.
But we can't afford to overlook a single clue. Dick's case is getting hopeless.
I know, but please don't lose confidence in me. I assure you, Miss Wentworth, we are not going to lose your case.
Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Funny he didn't make an effort to stop him. Look here, Cynthia. I don't like this prowling around at night. I might have put a bullet through him. Oh, I'm sorry.
After all I've done for you, you might at least show a little gratitude. Oh, you're not pulling any wool over my eyes, Bill Street. You're up to one of your tricks, and I'm going to find out what it is if I have to camp here all night.
No, why don't you leave me alone? I told you 1,000 times I'm not holding out any news stories on you.
Well, then where's Wong?
Oh, I know. I'm not his mother.
Street, you got Ludlow?
Yeah. You want him?
Yes, I'd like to talk to him.
Blake, bring Ludlow in.
So you were holding out on me, huh? Well, what is this about Ludlow? Come on, tell me.
All right. So my men did pick him up, but I haven't got a thing on him.
Oh, don't lie on me.
Now, wait a minute. This female reporter's driving me batty. Look, sweetheart, Mr. Wong and I crave secrecy. We want to be alone.
I don't get the hint.
You don't get the hint. Logan, one of these days I'm going to get my hands on that lily white neck of yours and...
Here he is, Chief. So we meet again, Mr. Ludlow.
The pleasure's all yours. Nice of your boys to park their car right underneath my fire escape.
Do you room and board on that fire escape?
Oh, now, Miss Logan, why be your usual sweet, nasty self?
Anytime you want a character reference, just come to me.
Oh, sure. You see, we're both the same type. You write lies, and I tell them.
Bill Street, are you going to stand for that?
Sure. Well, sit down, Ludlow. Thanks, Commissioner, I will.
You know, you'd save us a great deal of trouble if you just answer one question.
I'll answer anything you ask, but don't expect the truth.
Well, I'm quite sure you could tell the truth just once, if you really tried.
You'd be a fool to believe anything I told you.
You know who killed Wentworth. What was on that piece of paper that you burned up?
Now, who'd ever think that someday I'd be telling the truth?
What name did you read on that piece of paper?
I don't know nothing about nothing.
You know, I can have you sent up for safe breaking.
It was open when I got there.
I'm afraid you forget that I was there.
Oh, then you opened it. Oh, why, Mr. Wong.
I'm quite serious about sending you up.
And so am I. Now get this. I didn't kill the old man, and I didn't see it done. And I ain't making any wild guesses as to who did it. If I find out, I'll give you the tip. The sooner you quit tailing me and interfering with me, the sooner you're going to get that tip, and that's the truth.
Ha ha.
Lock him up.
No, Street. I think I'd let him go.
You don't believe that crook, do you?
Yes, I do.
All right, get out of here.
Thanks for the interview. Hope I didn't help you any.
Right, Blake.
I know what he's up to, Street, but I think we can anticipate him.
Hey, have you got something up your sleeve?
Well, there's an answer to every riddle, you know, and I think perhaps this is it.
What is that?
Ashes.
Oh, look, we're trying to solve a murder and you're carrying ashes around.
Is that going to tell us who killed Wentworth?
No, but it may be a clue as to the reason of the killing, and once we know that, we are very close to knowing the identity of the killer. We'll need some infrared film, Street.
Well, you better use a photographic lab.
Right.
Well, what's infrared film for?
To photograph the ashes, and I hope to bring out the writing on them.
Oh, but how?
Look, dummy. Infrared film is sensitive to wavelengths of light beyond the human eye.
You... All right.
Fascinating.
Who, me?
No, the other negative.
You look good, too, in the dark.
Find anything, Wong?
Not yet. It's rather faint.
There goes the clue.
Well, I found one name. Kai Ling.
He was one of the passengers.
Yeah, we heard that before.
Kai Ling.
Let's make another negative.
Well, why? We've got all we need. We have Kai Ling's name. James Lee Wong speaking. Have you a record of Kai Ling? I'd like his address, please. 19 Queen Street on the waterfront. Thank you.
You want him?
Yes.
I'll pick him up myself. And don't phone your editor. I'll tip you off when.
Now, you make another negative and print of that, and don't let anybody see it but me.
All right, Mr. Wong.
Better turn your lights off.
Why don't you see if some windows are open?
Who, me?
Yeah. I thought you newspaper gals were brave.
Yeah, and I thought a man as big as you could break in a front door.
Come on, Braveheart.
out of my way and quit following me?
Bill! Bill, there's somebody in here! Bill!
Yeah, it's me. Logan. Bobby. What's the matter?
In there.
See if you can find a light. This guy's cold.
It doesn't work.
Light that candle.
Do you think it's Kyling?
Just a minute. Is your name Kyling? How do I know who he is?
Well, it's a story anyway. Bobby Logan discovered...
Bobby Logan discovered nothing. I'll tell you when to print the story. Stay away from me. Would you let go of me? Stay where you are. What'd you send me for if you were coming down here?
I'm not street, I'm coming up.
Very funny.
Afraid I gave Miss Logan rather a shock.
Thanks.
You're sure this is the right address that they gave us over the telephone?
Yeah.
Kyling was a passenger on the Wentworth Castle. He lives here on the waterfront. I think he's in the smuggling business.
You mean he was in the smuggling business? Come on. Exhibit A.
A very old dynasty.
Who, this guy?
very strange thing, Street, that the rest of the house should be empty while this room is elaborately furnished. He must have been a person of considerable importance.
Yeah, and he had something important or they wouldn't have murdered him.
Just help me turn his head so that we can see his face. Been dead for some days. You know, this is the right address that they gave us. This must be Kai Ling.
Bell Street, what do you mean leaving me downstairs unconscious?
That's nothing new.
Oh, that's Lem Howe, the missing Wentworth servant.
How do you know?
Oh, I've seen him lots of times. He killed Wentworth and then committed suicide.
Sure, stabbed himself in the back. You're still unconscious.
Street, do you suppose that Kai Ling and Lem Howe are one and the same person?
Bill!
Where'd you get that stuff?
I phoned Miss Wentworth and she sent it.
You sure you didn't phone her?
Bill Street, of course I didn't.
You know, you made me a promise.
Well, I kept it.
This story breaks out.
I'm sorry, Street, but I'm afraid it's broken already.
How could it?
Well, you see, Miss Logan was with me when I telephoned Miss Wentworth. And she said it's too bad this story can't be published. It might influence public opinion in favor of Dick. And I'm afraid Miss Wentworth heard it.
So you shouted, huh?
Well, I didn't talk direct.
Street, it's the same handwriting. Lem Howe and Kai Ling are one of the same person. We have something here.
Yeah, a Chinese puzzle.
Then Lem Howe did do it. Cynthia said that he and her father had an argument a short time ago.
Quiet. Wong, if this Lem Howe...
I've got as much right as this discussion as you have.
Will you be quiet?
Well, I found the corpse, didn't I?
All right. Finish what you're going to say, will you?
Well, I did finish. It's simple.
Sure you're simple.
He shot Wentworth and then killed himself.
Just stabbed himself in the back, huh?
Well, Wong, an Oriental would, wouldn't he? You know, commit Harry or whatever you call it.
Harry. Hello, Street speaking. What? Yeah. Okay. Suicide, huh? Come here, Wong. This is a pip. I had an autopsy performed. They found a bullet wound underneath the dagger. They traced the bullet through the body into the hip. And that bullet came from the same gun that killed Wentworth. Yeah?
Miss Wentworth and Mr. Martin. Shall I send them in?
Wait a minute. Oh, that's swell. That's fine. Now you got that Wentworth gal on my neck. Now get this, Bobby. This is strictly between us. If a word of this gets out, something's going to happen, and I'm not fooling.
Okay, Bill.
I'm not going to try and pin this on the Fleming kid. It's a little far-fetched that he'd commit a couple of murders the same day. But I am going to check on his whereabouts that morning, if only to protect him. Now listen, Dizzy. I'm going to leave you alone with him. I want you to get that information, and I'm not fooling. You understand?
Yes.
Casey, have Fleming brought up. Come in. Hello, Mark.
Bobby.
Cynthia, how are you?
Have you found anything?
A great deal.
Well, that is good news. Whatever it is, don't delay. Anything to postpone the hearing. I've done my best, but I'm stymied by a mountain of circumstantial evidence.
I can realize that. I'm afraid your servant, Lem Howe, is dead, Miss Wentworth.
Lem? Dead?
It may have a bearing on the case. He was found in an old house in the Chinese Quarter. He'd been murdered.
Murdered? It must be someone who's determined to destroy the entire household. In heaven's name, Captain, don't let this girl go around without a bodyguard.
You're right. I'll arrange for one.
But no one...
And fire that chauffeur. It gives me the chills.
I haven't seen him for 24 hours. I guess he's fired himself.
Why'd you take him back?
He promised to stay sober and to help Dick. And, too, he said I could use a bodyguard.
Great guns. I'd rather have a rattlesnake following me.
Oh, Dick.
Cynthia. I'm going to leave you alone for a quarter of an hour. No one will bother you. Come on, Wong.
Are you all right?
Of course I am, my darling.
Dick, you can come clean on something now. I've got to know. It may be a chance of proving your innocence. If you were in that office when the shot was fired, you've got to say so.
If I was, I would have seen the killer.
No, you might only have heard the shot.
Well, I certainly would have known where it came from.
Not necessarily, as Wong can demonstrate. I know, I've seen him do it. You were there, weren't you?
Yes. I was stunned. The outer hall door had been opened by Mr. Wentworth when he asked me to leave. When he fell at my feet, I turned into the hall and ran to intercept whoever had done it. When I returned, unsuccessful, I saw people running into the outer office, and I knew at once I'd be accused. So I beat it for home. If I tell that to the court, the walls and all would fall down on top of me.
If you'd only told me this before, we might have had something to go on. The open door, fingerprints. Concentrate. Can't you remember having seen someone?
But I didn't see anybody.
Dick, where were you before you went to the Wentworth office?
That morning, I took Cynthia to get a good view of the burnt ship. Lem was there. He'd lost a cousin or somebody. Then I drove Cynthia to the truck, and I took Lem into Chinatown.
Chinatown? Oh, Dick.
Well, so what?
You took Lem to Chinatown and no one's seen him alive since. Oh, gee. It's a big lug. It's a frame-up. Dick, you're going to escape.
Bobby.
Go out that door. My car's in the alley and the keys are in it. Take Cynthia with you and go on home. No one will ever look for you there.
Stop. You want him to hang himself completely?
It'll give us more time.
Dick, if you're going through with this mad impulse, wait till I'm out. I'd be disbarred if I were a witness to it.
Well, then go on.
All right.
Go on. Hurry up. I'll meet you later. Go on.
Nice work, baby, nice work. I got just what I wanted, just what I wanted. Wonder what happened to that mic. Oh, I guess somebody tripped over it. Where'd they go?
Well, they finished and left.
That's so? You ought to have your head examined. That's been open all the time.
You heard everything?
Sure. We're going to join him for tea later, as soon as he digs up that gun.
Why, you big baboon.
Oh, I've got the Fleming place covered. Anybody can get in, but nobody can get out.
What?
Oh, no, you don't. Nothing but a divorce can separate us now.
We'd have to get married to get a divorce, and I wouldn't marry
If
you.
I were the last man on earth, I know. Sit down.
Dick! You're out on bail?
No, he's escaped.
Escaped. Dick, you've convicted yourself.
I'm convicted as it is. The police, Martin, everyone thinks I haven't a chance. Why shouldn't I run away?
Well, don't you see? You're confessing your guilt.
What's the difference? Everybody thinks I'm guilty. You've got to get me out of here. You've got to get a plane for me.
No, go back.
I'm not a quitter, but I haven't anything to fight with. I can't fight locked in a stinking jail.
Go back, son.
You won't help.
No.
You think I did it too, don't you, Dad?
No, don't say that to me.
Dick, please. It was Bobby's idea to give Wong more time.
You have nothing to fear, son. I can clear you.
How?
If it looks like a conviction, I'll tell the court who did it and how it was done.
You know?
Upstairs. Who is it?
Matthews.
Well?
I thought he'd just as well fire away when the trial opens. Have you the balance?
No.
I phoned you long before the banks closed.
No more money for you, Matthews.
Are you forgetting that what you did means your son's finished? They'll hang him.
I'm not paying you anymore.
Shall I call the police?
I'll save you the trouble.
See, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You're making a mistake.
Could I have the Detective Bureau, please? Detective Bureau?
You're making a terrible mistake there, Fleming.
I'd like to speak to Captain Street.
Hello?
Captain Street? This is Fleming.
Yes, Mr. Fleming.
Captain, my son did not kill Cyrus Wentworth. If you'll come to my house, I'll tell you who did it.
Hello, Mr. Fleming. Hello. I heard a shot.
A shot?
Where's the car? In the alley. What is it?
Somebody shot Fleming.
Anybody leave?
No, they're all in there.
How is he?
Bad wound, but it's not fatal.
Fleming, this is Captain Street. What were you trying to tell me on the phone?
I killed Cyrus Wentworth.
Ted, you don't know what you're saying.
All right, I'm listening.
Matthew saw me do it. I've had to pay him for his silence.
Oh, so he shot you. Well, just relax. The doc will be here in a minute.
Dad, you're not telling the truth. He's only trying to protect me.
Take it easy, kid. Just hold everything. I'll get to the bottom of this. Well, you heard what he said?
Yes.
Did you see him kill Wentworth?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Well, he might have. I don't know. But I did see him hide the gun.
So you used that to blackmail him, huh? That's all I want to know. Well, that eliminates the Fleming kid.
And pins it on the father.
I overheard your very fine gesture, Mr. Fleming. Quite unnecessary. Mr. Ludlow.
Well, the pleasure
is still mine. You got past me in the garden, didn't you? But fortunately for Mr. Fleming, your aim was not as good as when you killed Kyling and Mr. Wentworth.
I killed Wentworth.
Of course you did. From across the hall through the open door, and then you threw the gun into the room. And you hoped to implicate young Fleming.
No, you're making that up out of your head.
Am I? And I suppose I'm imagining that you had to destroy the agreement between Kyling and Wentworth.
What agreement?
That piece of paper that you were burning in the office that night. Your name was on it.
My name was not.
Your name was on it as a witness, wasn't it?
Was not.
That's right. Wentworth showed me the paper. It was his signature.
Why, you double-crossing...
There's your man, Street.
Take him, Mike.
So you were partners. Well, I really am surprised that a professional like you would team up with an amateur like this. Here's the gun, Street. I traced it to him. And here's the reproduction of the burned agreement with Martin's signature on it. I'm sorry I had to hold that out on you, but...
There's only one thing I regret.
I know that you didn't kill me that night in Chinatown when you shot at me.
Take him out, boys.
Well, Street, we've done it again.
Yeah, sure. Why, the first day in the office, I had this whole thing doped out. Yeah. What am I
Hello there. We hope you have enjoyed Doomed to Die. Did you figure out the mystery? Oh, please feel free to email us your comments about it. Let us know if you figured it out. Also be sure to check out our Facebook fan page, Weird-O-Rama.com, and our Patreon page if you wish to help contribute to the show and earn some special things while you're doing it. By the way, there's no record of a stuntman breaking his elbow in that car stunt. That is an impressive stunt, I must say. That's a good one. So for all of us at Weird-O-Rama, this is Victor von Psychotron, telling all of you to stay weird.
We have just seen rushes direct from Hollywood of pictures being released in the coming weeks. And we are proud to announce that this theater will soon bring you the greatest array of pictures ever to reach our screen. You'll see the finest stars in exciting performances. You'll thrill to the suspense, comedy, romance, and drama of world-famous stories. Here's a glimpse of a few of them coming to this theater soon.
This one has plenty of fight in him.
Never before has man been transformed into such hideous proportions. Never have teenage girls been subjected to the terrifying ordeal in the fantastic room of torture. Prisoners on this island of the mad must fight desperately to preserve a sane and conscious mind. This strange and powerful story has been acclaimed as the most terrifying of all time, as it bursts forth the unequaled horror of an island of monsters created by a human beast.